Hi, welcome to Get a Clue, Casual Gamer, where we get a clue, C-L-U-E, about a game. And today we're going to continue my list of top 100, but you can tell I have a different background, which means I am out of town. I'm at my friend's house, and so it's a little bit different. I'm in her dining room, and I have some of the games that I brought with me in the background, and some of her stuff way back there. She's a reseller of antiques, so there's a lot of antiques around. Anyway, so let's get a clue about my numbers 30 to 21. We're almost there. So oh, by the way, if this is your first time watching me, I don't edit, so what you see is what you get, including the fact that I'm more backlit than frontlit, so I'm kind of like in the shadow here, but that's okay. I'm good with it. It hides stuff. Anyway, and the other thing is, because I don't edit, I'm not going to have little pictures popping up here, automatically beautiful. What I do have is, because I'm out of town, I literally have 3 from these 10 that are with me. God brought, and we have actually played all 3 of them since I got here a few days ago. So yes, I do like playing these games. But the rest will be pictures that I have on my phone. And so let's get started. The number 30 is it's a flip and write. A flip and write called Explorers. Explorers came out in 2021. That's kind of what the cover looks like. Oof, that washes it out so much. See, if you put it at an angle, you can see there's a little bit more to it. Okay, a little vagabond going out and creating this landscape. So yes, Explorers, flip and write. You're flipping different shapes, polyomino shapes, Tetris shapes, and it's telling you it can be this kind of terrain or this kind of terrain, and you choose and you draw that shape with that terrain on your map, and that is basically the game. It's no, it's not. Oh my gosh, I just explained cartographers. This is Explorers, because the other thing is I have it on my phone, the app, and I play it. And okay, so let's get this. See, I don't edit. Okay, Explorers. There are 4 villages on this grid. There are 4 keys and 4 temples. You need to get. You start off at one of the villages. From there, you're going to be. In the real game, it's flip. So it's a flip and write. You flip and it tells you what kind of terrain you can go on, and you can go up to 3 steps in that terrain or 2 steps in the opposite terrain. There's 2 on the card. One is the main one, and the other one is a secondary choice you have, but you can only do 2 of that one. So what your goal is to get to the keys and then get to the temples, so you can unlock the temples, and they give you points depending on which of 4 rounds you open up that temple. The towns for each side, which has 4 different kinds of terrain, for each side that's covered, X'd out, you get another level of points. 1, 3, 7, and 10, I think it is. Maybe 1, 3, 5, and 10, 7 and 10, I'm pretty sure. And then there are some gems that will give you a point each round, 4 rounds. And there are apples, carrots, and fish, depending on each of the rounds, if you get all 3 of them in a round, you get a lot of points. If you only get 2, you get less. If you only get 1, you get, certain amount. So yeah, so those are how you play Explorers. You are exploring this land, okay? Well, it's 30 this year. Last year was my number 18. And the previous year for that, it was new to me. It came out in 2021, but I did not receive it until 22, so I hadn't played it yet. So in 23, it was 18, and this year it is number 30. And the truth is, I play it on my phone all the time. Yeah, it's very small, little small grid, but I play it all the time. Okay, so my number 29. That's one of the ones that we've played this week. It's new. Ooh, my nose is tickling because I'm talking. Always happens. It came out in 2018, but I had not played it until just this last September in 2023. And so I bought it, and it's called Walking in Morano. Very pretty. What you're trying to do is create 5 colorful buildings, and there's different ways of scoring. You might score because a tourist likes plants, and one of the buildings has lots of plants on it, and you get a point for every plant in that building as long as that tourist is underneath that building. And some might like flowers, some might like cats, all different things that you can be choosing so that you can maximize your points at the end of the game. And very colorful, very pretty. My friend really likes it, so yes. Walking in Morano is my number 29. Last year, it was new to me, so this is the first year it's on my list, and it is Walking in Morano. Number 28. Number 28 is one I do not have with me, but we'll show you the cover. It is another flip and write, and it's called Silver and Gold. Silver and Gold came out in 2019. I've got my list over here. It came out in 2019. It's a very simple concept that pirates have hidden treasure, but what you're trying to do is fill in each of the islands that they might have put treasure in, and you get points for if you X out an X. You can fill out any one spot anywhere. If you do a palm tree, you get certain points. You get a coin, you get certain points. So, and if you fill the whole island with X'd out, you get points. The cards that you're flipping are polyomino shapes, and so you are Xing out that shape onto your islands, and you'll have several in front of you, at least 2 in front of you at any time. And last year it was my number 33. This year it's my 28. Last year 33, and the year before that was 13. So it has been around for a little while in my collection, and like I said, it came out in 2019. It's a very easy flip and write. It's easy to do, quick to put on the table. It's just a great flip and write game. My number 27. Number 27 came out in 2021, and it is a Christmas themed game, and it comes from 25th Century. I originally ordered it straight from their website. At that time, they weren't selling much anywhere else, and it's called Holly Jolly. It's just a simple card game where you have a tree and these toys and items and stuff on the tree or under the tree, and you're trying to make collections, sets of certain things, and it's a very simple card laying game. It's laid out like a tree, but you're collecting things off of that tree. And like I said, very simple game. This year it's my 27. Last year it was my 78. And the year before that, 73. So I have had a chance to play it more, and so now it is much higher on my list. Number 27, Holly Jolly. My number 26 is another brand new game to me. It actually came out in 2023, I believe. I'll make sure. Nope, 2022. I just wasn't able to get it until 2023. So it's number 2022, and I just dropped a little token that I found on the floor from playing, I'm pretty sure, this game the other night, last night. Anyway, so my number 26 is my Shelfie. Phil Walker Harding. Love Phil Walker Harding. If you know me, you know I love it. And if you like Phil Walker Harding and want to know more of his games from before last year, you can go to a video I made of 22 Phil Walker Harding games. Anyway, my Shelfie is a very unique style game. You each have these little plastic stands similar to Connect Four, you know, hard plastic, and you'll be choosing items out of the living room and placing them on your shelves, trying to complete specific goals that you yourself are trying to achieve. And of course, you get more points the more you have them in the place and in the grouping that will give you the most points. And so again, because it was brand new, I have no score for last year. It is my number 26 this year, and I look forward to keep on playing it. Number 25 is a little card game where you're making sets so that you can make sets. Ice machine. So my friend does have this game, but is at the very, very top of a very, very tall shelf, and I'm here like, I'm not going after that one. So I just pulled up the picture, and it's called Q-Birds. The birds are all in little cube-ish shape, a little geometric type shape. And what you're doing is you're trying to collect similar birds. So when you have a certain number of them as a set, a small set or a large set. If it's a small set, you get to save one of them and you get the rest, you discard the rest. If it's a large set, you get to save two of them and discard the rest. Once you have those, the one or the two, then you're starting to create sets for the end game. That is basically the game. There's a grid laid out, and you have some in your hand, and you're placing them out, and you're collecting from what's on the table. And very simple game, but you have to have a little bit of strategy in it. My number 25 this year came out in 2018, so it is now 6 years old. Last year was my number 79, but the previous year, my first year doing this list, it was number 29. So 29 today, 25. I think there was a fluke last year somehow that it ended up being my 79, but it's a cute little set collection card game, Q-Birds. The next one is, again, new to me this year, so I don't have any older reference to it. Came out in 2022. I was able to get it in 2023. It is a tile laying game called Acropolis. Let's see if I can get it at an angle so you can see it without all of that glare. Acropolis is my number 24, and you are creating a Greek polis, a Greek city, and depending on how you lay down the tiles to how you get points. If it's a second level tile, they're changing point system, and third level change in point system, but it's a tile laying game, and so the strategy is to place certain things in certain places and try and elevate them as something must be closer to something, that kind of concept. And that is Acropolis, my number 24. Okay, so my number 23 is another simple card game. It is themed on Alice in Wonderland. The artwork is kind of weird, but I've gotten used to it. At first I was here like, I put off buying it, and then I finally broke down and bought it because I liked the way it played. Okay, the artwork is still the old Alice in Wonderland artwork, like from the book type thing. Last year was my number 11. The year before that it was my number 17. This year it's my number 23. Came out in 2007, and it is called Parade. Parade, again, is you're going to need a long table, long space. You're going to be playing a card down, and depending on what color and number it is, you might have to take some of the cards in front of it. And if that's the case, you're trying to end up with the lowest score. So you're really not wanting a bunch of cards. So you're trying to avoid it, but balancing it out with, there is a way to mitigate it with set collection type thing. So it is shiftable. Um, so so you're just laying down cards and occasionally having to take cards up, and then and those get saved aside. Those don't go into your hand; they get set aside. So yeah, so that is kind of the game, is just laying down, trying to avoid picking up any of the previous. So you can lay a card down, and it's like, nope, none of that color that far in front of it. So it's like, yeah, if it's a blue 5, you count back 5 cards in front of it, and if any of them are blue, you have to take it. If any of them are 5s, you have to take them. So it's like, or I think it's 5 and under, you have to take them all. So you really don't want that. So that's the kind of game it is, and that was my number 23. My number 22 is another new game for me. It literally did come out in 2023, and I played it for the first time at the Dice Tower retreat in September, and it is a cooperative deduction game, and it's another one that we've played here. So we got Almost Innocent. Almost Innocent. Each person, let's see, we'll have the setup there. Each person will have their own little setup here, and this is the central board. And the card, you'll be given 4 cards: evidence, victim, scene, and how the murder came. I can't remember what the verbiage is right now. But anyway, and actually there is a 5th category, but I've never played that difficulty level because there's so many different levels of difficulty, different scenarios, that you could go forever playing just the simplest one. Anyway, so you have 4 or 5 of these cards, 1 of each, and they pertain to the person to your left. The person to your left is trying to figure out what are the cards that you are holding, and the person to your right knows what you're trying to figure out. And so by questioning on this grid, it's like, how many of mine are in this row? What are any of my victims in this column? That kind of questioning. You start deducing and getting rid of different possibilities until you hopefully figure out which one of each of those categories is yours, as you help the others figure out theirs. Cooperative deduction game, and it at the beginning you're here like, I can never figure this out, I'll never figure this out, and at the end you're here like, oh, okay, wait a minute, if I can X out this because it couldn't possibly be this. So, and then you start kind of rolling into the right answer, hopefully. I had one wrong, but I figured it out for the second time, so it was okay that time. This last night we played it. Anyway, so that is my number 22. It was brand new to me, so there's no previous year number. We'll see how it does for next year. And my number 21 is a classic. It has been around for 20 years. And I actually play it a lot on my phone, because I can play a game in like 10 minutes on my phone. Whereas if you're playing it with people, with the board and the cards and everything, it can take 45 minutes, which is not long either, but a 10-minute one is really quick, even though it's very small print on my phone. And the game is the original Ticket to Ride. Ticket to Ride has been around for 20 years. Last year it was my number 108. I don't think I was appreciating the classicness of it. This year, I think because I've been playing it so much on my phone, I've developed a new love for it. And so now it's my 21. Last year was my 108. The year before that, it was my 8. So it was in my top 10 2 years ago. So yeah, I think last year was a little bit of a fluke because I really hadn't played it in so long. But now that I have the app, I really enjoy the simple aspect of Ticket to Ride. You get tickets that say, I want to go from this city to this city, and you are trying to collect the color cards so that you can achieve that route. And you're going to have at least 3 routes. You can always have more, but you have to have at least 3 routes for the game, at the beginning of the game, and you're just trying to achieve those routes because each one is worth a certain number of points. And you're trying at the end of the game, once everyone gets down to once the first person gets under 2 leftover trains in their color, that triggers the end of the game, and then you're just by who has the highest score. It might not have been the person who just went out. It could be it could be somebody else, but that is the game. You're just going from one place to another. Now you can get in each other's way, and that can mean you need to reroute around, but it's doable. And you can play it with 2. You can play it with, I think it goes up to either 4 or 5. I think it might go up to 5. Yeah, I think it goes up to 5. So it's a simple game, and it's my number 21. Just missed out on my top 20. And, well, there you have it. Let me double check and make sure I haven't skipped a game like I did a couple weeks ago. 30 is Explorers, 29 is Walking Morano, 28 is Silver and Gold, 27 is Holly Jolly, 26 is My Shelfie, 25 Q-Birds, 24 Acropolis, 23 Parade, 22 Almost Innocent, and 21 Original Ticket to Ride. It's my favorite, I'll tell you. So those are my 30 to 21. I hope you get a chance to play some of these because they're all really good games. Again, I'd be happy to play anything in my top 100. But now that we're in my top 30, yeah, please. Until next time, God bless you and your family, and happy gaming. Bye.